Hey, this is Tom, and I'm going to talk today about what to tell the interviewer when he asks you about the using keyword. It's an interesting question because using can be used two different ways. One is a directive, and you see that all the time when you start up a project. You see using. That basically means use this namespace. Oops, but don't mess it up. Use this namespace. So if I wanted to say use a file reader. I don't have the IO up here. I don't have the IO system.io namespace. So I'd have to do one of two things. I'd have to either say system.io.file reader. Oh, file stream. That's one way to do it. Or I could use the using directive and just say system.io, and now everything in that namespace is available to me. It just makes things easier. So that's one way to use the using keyword. But what they're probably asking you about is the using statement, and that's used to declare a scope where you can use resources, and when you leave that scope, they're disposed of. It's a syntactical thing. It's the same thing as using a try catch finally, but I guess it just looks a little cleaner. I'll show you what I mean. Then I guess I got to make a video on try catch finally. But when you let's see what happens if you don't dispose. I got this here. I'm making a file stream and opening up this file. If I make another file stream and try to open the same file without disposing of the first one, as you can imagine, that's a problem because you can't access it if it's already being accessed. I'll show you how. Let's make it blow up. I'll show you what I mean. See, the first one opened up the text file. The second one tries to open the same one. It says I can't because it's already being used. What you have to do is dispose of that file stream, and you do that by saying fs.close. And in trivial applications like this, you can get away with that. But sometimes with more complicated, see, I was able to get right by it because it opened it, closed it, then opened up another, another process to access it. But you want to have something a little more robust for real applications. Like I said, you could use try, catch, finally, or I will show you the using statement because really that's what the interviewer wants to hear about. So we're going to use this, and we put the resource that we're dealing with inside the parentheses, right? And we're going to open the scope and not do anything. Of course, you do something in here and close it. So what's going to happen is it's going to open up this resource. It's going to go out of scope, hitting this bracket, and it will dispose of it then. And this is good for, streams or database connections are the two big things I use it for. Let's just run it and prove that it works. So we opened it, we used it, we hit this end of the scope, and so it was closed for us. And then this file stream we should be allowed to open it because, yep, no problem, because it was closed here. So this is just syntactical. It just makes your code look a little cleaner. But that's what the using statement's all about. So if they ask you about it, say, well, the using keyword can be used two ways, both as a directive and a statement. And then the ball is back in their court. They'll say, well, yeah, but tell me about using as a statement. Say, oh, well, when you use the using statement, what it does is that when you leave the scope of that using statement, it closes all the resources for you. It's the same as a try catch finally. And then they'll say, oh, tell me more about try catch finally. You can kind of lead the discussion that way. Oh, don't need to know about me. Okay, there you go.